We are here at the Cloud and Cybersecurity Expo at the Marina Bay Sands Convention Center in Singapore. And with me today is Mr. James Forbes-May, VP of Sales APAC for Barracuda. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, we'll go straight into the questions right now. Sure. Now, Barracuda has been in the cybersecurity industry for some time now, and as there are more vendors also getting into this space, how does Barracuda differentiate itself from the competition?
Well, I think there's a number of ways that Barracuda really does differentiate themselves. Obviously, there's been a huge emergence of movement to the cloud, and Barracuda products have really been designed with being cloud-enabled and being cloud-ready from day one. So we can take the customer through the whole journey, whether it's on-premise, virtual, or obviously into the cloud. I think as well, one of the key differentiators from Barracuda is that we not only are in cybersecurity, but we're also in data protection and archiving. And so we're able to protect customers across a number of different areas. And so with that, we get multiple threat vectors and threat attacks coming in against multiple different devices, whether it's a network, whether it's data, whether it's email. And that's exactly the areas that Barracuda solutions protect.
All right. Now, I understand that Barracuda works a lot, does a lot of work on phishing email and all that. So how has the threat of phishing evolved, and why should businesses be afraid of this seemingly simple attack method?
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. It is a very simple process, and it's social engineering. It's getting a user within an organization to believe that they're getting an email from their CEO or CFO, and that naturally gets the adrenaline going for any employee, and there's no payload, and it's typically very innocuous of please, are you sitting at your desk today? A simple question, simple dialogue. It's very targeted, and they're very patient. So rather than just doing a fire and forget, they're now targeting big organizations, and they're very patient. And they're not just infiltrated in one area, they've infiltrated many areas.
That's right.
They're just waiting for the right time. And that right time could be suddenly the CEO does a post on LinkedIn, opening up a new warehouse in Penang, and that's when 6 months of work of communicating backwards and forwards and bypassing the gateways, which have been the traditional method to protect email users. It's as simple an email of, oh, I forgot to do a wire transfer of 2 million to this account, can you do it? And because they've had that dialogue, they don't think anything of it, and it's as simple as that. But the cybersecurity, the cyber criminals have got very, very patient, because it can be a multi-million-dollar payout, and it's approaching $3 billion market from FBI data for 2018 alone, and that's just the ones that have actually come forward. It's probably significantly more, because there's not all companies are going to admit to, hey, I've been spearphished and wired $5 million somewhere. And
I'm assuming a lot of companies don't realize if the amounts are small as well when it comes to cases like this.
Well, exactly. It can be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or or the dream ticket for some is running into millions of dollars, and that's happening.
All right. Now, having said that, it goes down to the user as well. But with technology like artificial intelligence becoming seemingly a big thing in cybersecurity, does that make a difference in threat detection and defense?
Yeah, so I think leveraging AI is super important. Typically for email compromise or business email compromise, typically if a user has been email compromised, what the hacker will do is that they'll set up a bunch of rules behind the scenes before they start really doing anything. Before they start sending out emails, they watch. And so they'll start sending out some rules of forwarding emails that are coming in to another email box, deleting emails that maybe they start writing, and without something like AI, you wouldn't be able to detect that those policies and rules are being set up just while the cyber criminal is in a watch and observe mode. And that's an area where Barracuda have developed our Sentinel product that really does address that. So they haven't actually done anything yet. They've been compromised, but they're watching and observing. Through our Sentinel product, we will send notifications going, this account could be compromised. The IP address is now, in another part of the world that doesn't usually log in. There's some strange rules and behavior going on. So it's a great example of where AI is really coming to the aid of customers that are specifically moving to things like Office 365.
That's fantastic. And my last question for you is, now, there are a lot of cybersecurity companies, a lot of startups and cybersecurity providers as well. And we find that partnerships and collaborations seem to be the way forward for cybersecurity. Sure. So what is Barracuda's take on collaborating or partnering with other players to innovate newer solutions in the future?
Well, it's a very competitive landscape, and I think first and foremost, all the cybersecurity vendors out there are working their socks off to come up with the right solutions for customers. Where we really sort of, I suppose, come into our own with partnerships is the partnerships of the channel. We are in Asia a channel-only business, so the partnerships that we have with our distributors, our resellers, to help us get either closer to the distributors' partners or to the partners' customers, so we can help educate them better. There is the danger that with cybersecurity attacks, it's not going to happen to them. But those are probably the most vulnerable. And so we work a lot on those. Obviously as well, we've got a long history of working with the likes of Microsoft, with Azure, AWS, and obviously GCP as well. So we're collaborating with those specific vendors to help them improve the solutions, improve the security within the cloud environment as well. So collaboration, partnerships are key, and we're continually looking into other partnerships and relationships that we can go and work with in not only in APAC but on a worldwide level as well.
It's an interesting path and vision you guys have there.
Thank you.
And with that, that's all the time we have.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. My pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.